Hello, fellow investor. I want to welcome you to this channel. In this video, we're going to look at the earnings expectations for Palantir. Palantir is scheduled to report first quarter earnings on Monday, May 5th after the market close. In this video, we'll cover several topics to see how Palantir is trading going into the earnings and help set expectations moving forward. We will review the current price chart and trend charts along with some key valuation metrics. I'll also share my recent trades and where I currently plan to exit. Let's get started. Palantir Technologies reports Monday, May 5th after the market close. In the previous quarter, Palantir reported revenue of $727.52 million, beating revenue estimates by $51.61 million. Palantir reported earnings of 14 cents per share, beating estimates by 3 pennies. For this quarter, the revenue estimate is $862.13 million, with earnings per share of 13 cents. Over the last 90 days, 12 analysts raised estimates and no analysts lowered estimates. Palantir meets or beats analysts' 1-year forward estimates 75% of the time. The options market is pricing an implied move of 14.31%. Palantir is less than 1% of my portfolio. I first entered Palantir on February the 20th. I entered on February the 20th following a 15% price drop given potential defense budget decreases, and then I increased my holdings on March 6th and March 25th, so in this price area. I have an average cost of $95.06 with options premium. The net cost is actually $84.01. Between the all-time high on February the 19th and the intraday low on April 7th, Palantir saw a 47.28% drawback. On April the 14th, Palantir announced an agreement with NATO. And as we can see, since this intraday low, that Palantir has had a very nice run up to almost the all-time highs that we had back in February. We did have a PPO crossover on April the 9th. That was confirmed with an RSI above 50, which is improving, but we are sitting at an overbought condition at this point. But as we can see, those overbought conditions can last for quite some time. The momentum is also increasing. We can see from relative strength that it's outperforming the SPX, and the momentum is also stronger than that of the SPX. We see really nice accumulation occurring over the last year. We can see that the money flow is positive. When we compare the relative performance of Palantir to the SPY, we can see that it's outperformed the SPY by 384%. It's outperformed the sector, the technology sector, by 397%, and Palantir is outperforming their industry by 374%. When we look at the Palantir weekly trend chart, we can see that it shows Palantir has performed better than its long-term averages since about May of 2023 and continues to perform above those levels. When we look at the midterm averages, we can see that it's spent nearly all of its time above those averages. And in the short term, Palantir is outperforming its shorter term averages. So overall, Palantir is really showing some strength as we move into the earnings. Using data from Seeking Alpha, we can look at some key metrics that shows the forward PE of Palantir is 224 times compared to the sector at 20.48 times. From a growth perspective, we can see the expected EPS growth rate is 40.41% for Palantir compared to the sector at 10.47%. And the expected revenue growth at 29.21 compared to the sector at 6.7%. Palantir is also more profitable than the sector, with Palantir having a net margin of 16.13 compared to the sector average of 3.97. Looking at fast graphs over the lifetime of Palantir as a public company, we can see that they're currently trading at a blended PE of 272 times. They have a low EPS yield of 0.37%, and Palantir does not pay a dividend. Over this time frame, Palantir has an adjusted earnings growth rate of 24.27%. Fast Graphs calculates a fair value ratio of 24.24 times, and a normal PE, what the market prices Palantir at 123.18 times. Over the lifetime of Palantir, it's traded mostly near its normal PE, with the exception of the end of last year. We saw it move up to a much higher PE, currently at 272, which gives it a price of 124 at Friday's close before the earnings. Looking over the EPS earnings growth, we saw 317% in 2023. 2024 had 64%. This year, analysts are expecting 34%, 2026, 24%, and 2027, 29%. While it may be difficult, fundamental point of view, to justify a price at this point, if it continues to trade at these levels, we could see a 32% total annualized return over this year, which would give us a price of about 149 at the end of 2025. We can see that there's pretty big price ranges between these PE levels. So 149 at the current PE, but the price would be $67 at its normal PE of 123 times. And if it got down to its fair value, you're looking more at about $13 per share. So there's some wide variability between these prices. With my average cost of $95 per share and my net cost at $84 per share, my trading plan is to trim my position at about $108 per share and exit at $98 per share. I hope you found this earnings preview helpful. If so, please subscribe to the channel for future videos and consider giving a like to help support the channel. Thank you for stopping by. I wish you the best in your investment journey, and remember to trade well.